Teasing Out Sony, Indie Power Randos, and Blue Dot Clapback. Welcome to the Unlimited Supply Podcast, your daily music business TLDR in your ear, powered by Brute Force Research and brought to you by No Disc, helping music technology and finance companies navigate the music industry, and partnered with Digital Music News. It's May 11th, 2026. I'm Lars Murray. It's Monday, where we talk about what happened over the weekend and what is on deck for this week. Over the weekend, Sony earnings came down too late last week to be included in Finance Friday. Actually, they didn't come at all. It always takes a little bit of dissection skill to tease out Sony music from Sony Corp. After all, Sony Corp would certainly rather have the world under the impression that it's a tech company than a company where recorded music accounts for a crazy percentage of its overall business. All trepidation aside, the quarter demonstrated that even with flattening growth, it's still a pretty good business to be in. Sony Music earnings went up 17% year over year in Q1. Streaming revenue from recorded music alone hit $1.44 billion, but that wasn't the only good news for my old boss Rob Stringer and company. Physical isn't going to displace streaming anytime soon, but it was very strong in the quarter, generating almost $250 million, up 41% year over year, while all that other stuff you get when you're a big bad major and you've got your thumbs in a bunch of pies, including public performance, sync, live, and merch, went up 55% year over year, accounting for 2/3 of a queener, or $631 million in the quarter. How did they do this all? Well, Bad Bunny doesn't hurt, Harry Styles doesn't hurt, SZA doesn't hurt, Tate McRae also contributed a lot, and of course there's always K-pop. 80s was a big contributor too. I was going to give Hits Daily Double the links in the credits for pointing out all the stuff, but Dylan Smith did a better job of teasing out the details over at Digital Music News, so Dylan, you get the link today. From the majors to the indies, just in time for Music Biz, which you're probably attending rather than listening to this podcast at the moment, Billboard rolled out its Indie Power Players list, or as they like to say, they revealed that. Revealing the usual suspects isn't much of a reveal, but as usual, the list is a handy way to update your indie Rolodex for the year. I've said it before and I'll say it again, there are far too many friends to call anybody out by name, but I'm going to make an exception this time. Let's stick a hand in the jar and pull out a few randomly. Dave Hanson, Nicki Shamel, Nate Albert, Alan Becker, Lecrae, David Macias, Steve Stoute, and Annie Ortmeier. And while I'm at it, I'll also call out a random assortment of the reporters who compiled the list. Ariel King, Eric Frankenberg, Dan Reese, and more. It's all over at Billboard. And the Blue Dot Fever clapback has begun, just as I was diagnosing Blue Dot Fever as a symptom of all of the ills of the world, including the Iran War. My former Billboard Live Music Conference panel mate and voice of reason, Randy Nichols, posted on LinkedIn that Blue Dot Fever was a tad exaggerated, or at least a bit more complicated than being the death of the live music industry. Over at LinkedIn, Randy points out a few of the details lost in the Blue Dot Fever narrative specific to the tours affected, and the fact that Live Nation, for its part, says that the year looks pretty much like any other year. Randy also attributes some of the narrative to secondary ticketing platforms whose valuations have tanked over the past year. A Blue Dot Fever narrative is a convenient way to distract attention from their troubled market caps. Personally, I still think it's a bit of a thing, having spent the last 2 years looking at New York, LA, and Nashville for my Thursday The Who Sells Out feature. Though I don't have the data to support it, it definitely feels like there's a lot more blue dots out there than previously. Looking at the week ahead, today we've got the iHeartMedia Q1 earnings call, along with the Webby Awards in New York. Today, of course, is the first day of the Music Biz Conference, and I'll see you around. I'm hoping that Zombie Mall is still there. Tomorrow, it's the BMI Pop Awards in LA, along with Tencent Music's Q1 earnings call. Wednesday, BMI strikes again with their Film, TV, and Visual Media Awards in LA, and Universal Music Group will hold its general meeting of shareholders in Amsterdam. Remember, they are still actually technically based there. Thursday, the K-pop world convenes in LA for the K-Entertainment Industry Summit in West Hollywood. And Sunday, it's the Academy of Country Music Awards in Vegas. And we're on the edge of our seats to see who Tom Truitt finds to be the next head of that organization. As for birthdays, we've got a ton of them this week to celebrate in the Unlimited Supply solar system. Happy birthday to Builder of Pizzas, Builder of Tech, Builder of Teams, Chris Dunn. Also my former pop cult partner in crime, Dennis Scheyer. Manager Emeritus and Italy expatriation pioneer Mike Lembo, Heather Mars, who handles the licensing tango over at SiriusXM, and Alyssa We Knew Her When Lopresti, marketing the hell out of things over at Republic. And that's Monday. I'll see you around Music Biz in Atlanta. If you don't have a meeting set up, grab me. I'm the one wearing the Unlimited Supply limited edition trucker cap. Get your answer ready for when I ask you, who are you and why are you here? Support for Unlimited Supply is provided by you, our listeners. Our supporter of the week is marketing wizard Suzy Schultz of Creative Prism, who moves the needle on podcast growth. I've seen it in action personally on multiple occasions. She's also one of the most pleasant human beings I've ever done business with, and she is associated every Friday with the phrase 21 times. And if you don't know what that means, you gotta have to listen on Friday. Your trucker cap is on the way, Suzy. If you want to join Suzy among the few, the proud, the elite supporters of Unlimited Supply and receive your Unlimited Supply Merit Badge trucker hat as a symbol of your sophistication, there's a link in the show notes and on our website. If you like what you hear, please hit that follow button wherever you get your pods. I live for your praise and encouragement, but it really helps if you share that praise as a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or Spotify, and tell a friend or three. And now we're on Substack, if that floats your boat. Links are in the show notes, but you can also visit unlimitedsupplypod.com to sign up for our newsletter, to tell us what you think about the show, to suggest feature ideas, to feed us info, to feed us lunch, to call us out on our dubious assertions, and to tell us what we're missing out on. I'm Lars Murray, and remember, in this business, no conflict means no interest.